Greetings, everybody. So what I have here in front of me is a Husqvarna PW3200 pressure washer. This is not a normal model that that Husqvarna makes. It's one that they sell specially for like Costco, and I think I've seen the same one at Walmart. So it's not a normal one that they make. But this thing is pretty cool on paper. It's got a Briggs & Stratton 208cc engine. It has a 3200 psi. It comes with a turbo nozzle and which is really neat. But you see the nozzle's missing right now. The pressure washer, I would say the performance is pretty good. There are a few things I don't like about it. Mainly the gun is extremely cheap. And when you buy it, it should definitely be replaced. The fitting here actually went bad and ball bearings came out of it, so we had to replace it. And this thing is also riddled with negative reviews on Costco's website because people are having trouble getting it started even after it not being that old. However, I suspect that problem is actually user error, and it has to do with this lever right here. If you do not turn this to off when you're done using it, it can flood the engine, and that is obviously no good. So when you shut it off, before you flick the switch off, what you should do is you should run the fuel shut off and let the carburetor bowl run out of fuel completely. And that way you actually shouldn't have any problems. And right now that's exactly what's happening with this. I'm pretty sure that the system is completely full of fuel, and that's preventing it from starting correctly. So I'm gonna take a sample of the oil to see if it smells like gas. And then we're gonna work our way out from there. Alrighty, so I'm gonna take some sample of the oil. Let's see if it smells like gasoline. Let's see. Yeah, it's not super strong, but it definitely smells like gasoline. So there's gasoline in the oil. That's okay, not a big deal if you don't run it with gasoline oil too long. So I'm gonna run to the hardware store really quick, get some oil for this guy. Because we're going to change the oil out, and then I'm probably going to drain the carburetor, and I want to see if there's any fuel in it right now. It looks like it's empty right now, so I'm also going to have to go to the gas station and get some gasoline for it. I suspect what happened is if there was any gas in here, it leaked out completely and went into, the carburetor, into the cylinder, into the crankcase. That's my guess. So anyway, let's go to the hardware store and get some oil. I believe this takes, it's like 30 weight or SAE 30 or 5W30. So yeah, I'm gonna go run to the hardware store and we'll be right back. All right. I got the oil catch pan under it. I got the motor oil and my very adorable set. So we're gonna undo the drain plug real quick and start draining the oil. All right, got the plug. I'm done here. There we go. What a great design this is, where it just like drains out. Son of a bitch. Isn't that awesome? It just leaks out all under the motor and stuff, and then, dirt's inevitably going to stick to it. Just a great design. Alrighty, so we got the oil replaced. It took about, it looks like a little under half, or a little over half the container. I did it without talking about it, but I just drained the carburetor bowl. The fuel also smelled a little varnishy too, so it's possible the fuel's bad. I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pull, I don't think this might be necessary, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to pull the spark plug out, and I'm going to turn the engine over a couple of times, just to make sure there's no excess fuel in here. The engine turns over just fine, so I don't really think there's any fuel, like enough where it would be a problem, but I'm just going to open up, turn it over a few times, And then I'm going to hook it up to a water source and see if we can get this thing started. All right, so I got the spark plug out. It looks pretty good, except there is a thing that's a little bit concerning. You actually see there are some metal shavings. It looks like it's around the edge of the spark plug, so it might have happened as I was backing it out. And the threads look okay, but I don't know. It's just a little suspect. I don't like it. I'm gonna clean it up best I can. But other than that, spark plug looks pretty good. I mean, there's barely any hours on this engine. I think there's less than 10. I think there really isn't that many. So yeah, I'm gonna clean it up, put the spark plug back in, and then I think the next thing to do will be to put fuel in it and try to fire it back up. Alrighty, I got this thing hooked up to a power source. I just filled it up with fuel. I may or may not have spilled a little bit. I'm just gonna purge the pump, make sure there's water in the pump when it starts to run. I don't have any pressure nozzles right now, which is a little disappointing, but not a big deal. Okay, so gonna do choke on, fuel on, and now because the carburetor bowl is empty, I might take a minute, but that's not a big deal. Let's see if we can get this guy to fire up. Alrighty, I was really struggling trying to get it running, and I think what I did was I left it, I let the fuel open, and I just let it sit, and so now I'm going to try to get it started again. So we're going to set the choke to partway on, flip it on. Oh, gotta go turn on the water. Okay, water's on. Gonna purge the line. Make sure there's water in there. Okay, now gonna turn this on. Yep. Oh yeah. There we go. All right, there we go, and I let the gas run out of the carburetor. Alrighty, so I think that is pretty definitive. So if you ever, if you're someone that has one of these, make sure that when you're done using it, instead of just turning this off and calling it a day, what you do is first you turn the fuel off. And then you just let it run and let it run out, and then switch it off. Now, when you do that, that means that the bowl will be emptier, it won't be as full, and it might be a little annoying to start. But that seems to be kind of just the way this engine is. There might be some carb tuning you might be able to do to fix that. I don't really think you can. Now, I still don't recommend this, but you can also just turn it off and then turn the fuel off. The important thing is, no matter what you do, make sure that you turn the fuel off whenever you go to store this thing, and you won't have to worry about trouble starting. There you go.